welcome back, everybody, to a Scientific Podcast. This is, of course, a comic book movie review. And I'm Bane.
I don't know what that last part was. I don't remember laughing like that.
I always laugh like that.
You just didn't ever hear Bane laugh. That's how he laughs. Like Tanaka and Black Butler. Anyway, this is our comic book movie review because Bane introduced us and he controls us because we are here in Santa Prisca, just in prison.
Live from Santa Prisca prison.
Live from Santa Prisca prison, it's Bane.
Hello, everybody.
What's
the deal with prison food? It's shit.
Now you laugh.
Now you will laugh.
It's very hostile. Very hostile audience work. But he's never heckled.
He is never heckled. Except for Batman that one time. Then Batman got his back broken, so...
You want to talk shit like that? How about you come up here and say it to my face?
Anyway, if only. If only that was a comic
if only Comedy Club Santa Prisca was a thing.
DC, we're giving you gold ideas here. What we're saying is hire us as writers. We'll take easy money. Just $50,000 for each of us. We'll write all the stories. We can do it.
We're good with characters. We can do character.
And that's what you need in comic books. Character work. Development.
Storylines, maybe. But characters.
I can do storylines.
You can do storylines?
I can do storylines.
Well, let's make Comedy Club Santa Prisca happen.
What are you gonna pay me?
I don't know. Nothing.
Nah.
Pro bono.
Why did Bane open a comedy club? To help his men.
An HR consultant told him his men.
Yes, he did. And that's the one person you do not disagree with is the villainous HR consultant.
Cecil.
Are we finally naming him?
We can name him like Cecil?
Cecil?
Cecil a good name?
Cecil Behringer?
Cecil Behringer.
HR representative for the villains.
We have Dimitri the Tailor, Cecil Behringer, and there's one other person that we haven't named.
Yeah, we don't know the name of the constitutional lawyer.
Yeah.
But we can all imagine what it would be. Anyway, so we watched Batman v Superman. Dawn of Justice, a long title.
You gotta get those semicolons in there. Oh, colons.
Yeah, it's not a semicolon.
It's been a long time.
It's been a long road getting from there to here.
Yeah.
It's been a long road, but your dreams are finally here.
Anyway.
Do you know what that is?
Nope.
It's the song for Star Trek Enterprise. The best Star Trek show out there. Come at me, fanboys. Star Trek and Next Generation is trash, and you know it.
Anyway, Batman v Superman, directed by Zack Snyder, produced by Charles Roven, Deborah Snyder, written by Chris Terrio, David S. Goyer, starring Ben Affleck, Henry Cavill, Amy Adams, Jesse Eisenberg, Diane Lane, Lawrence Fishburne, Jeremy Irons, Holly Hunter, Gal Gadot, music by Hans Zimmer, and Junkie XL. Cinematography by Larry Vaughn.
This movie's long. Because we watched the Ultimate Cut, because Jake had never seen it, so I wanted to see the best version of this movie.
Apparently the director's cut only adds 30 minutes, which means that movie's 2.5 hours long by itself.
It's just eine grosse Film. Did I say that all in German? I started zoning out.
You said the word film, so I doubt it. Unless they're that lazy in German.
I think film is...
Film?
I think movie is film. And movie theater is kino. It's kino.
I don't know the etymology of the word film. Film is Old English.
Which would be German. Can you just look German for movie? I could be wrong. Could be kino, but I thought kino was theater.
I want German movies.
Google Translate.
I want English to
English?
German. Film.
I thought it was film. So boom, I know German more than you do. I should.
You really should. It's probably a mark against you that you had to have me look it up.
I thought it was, but you didn't question me.
You gotta get used to people questioning you.
Nope.
We live in a harsh world.
No, I'm right. So why would anyone want to question me? I'm always completely 100% correct.
Anyway. Batman v Superman.
I started Breakfast Club off.
We open up with near the end of Superman, where we see
We're in steel.
Yeah, where we see it's been so long. We see Bruce Wayne
It
slowly.
was last night.
I'm talking about since Man of Steel.
And Man of Steel is trash.
We see Bruce trying to navigate the streets of Metropolis to make it to his headquarters.
Wayne Tower.
Yep.
You should just take one of those subways that's connected all the way to Wayne.
Yeah. I don't know why he did.
Yeah. Could take one. Well, that's. They took it out to take out Ra's al Ghul. Don't you remember that?
That was one line though.
That's right. There are more. You know, why wouldn't he rebuild it?
Yeah, there's because it's there's 4 lanes. They all lead to it.
Yeah, that seems like. Why would you build like 3 tracks right on top of each other? Seems problematic.
Anyway, Bruce just spends his time horrified with all the destruction.
As you would.
And then I think we cut to then we cut to India, right? Or were they? Well, I think it's Indonesia.
Maldives.
Yeah, where they.
That's the Maldives.
Where they dig up the. They fish up the meteorite, which has a glowing green rock, and then we cut to the African.
We find out that kryptonite is a thing.
Yeah, and then I think we go to the African desert, where Lois meets Jimmy Olsen.
Where Lois is stupid.
Yep.
Like the whole reason this movie happens is because Lois is dumb. Lois is Superman. Kryptonite won't kill him, but Lois will, because he did.
Yeah.
Because she did. I'm sorry. I misgendered.
Looks particularly mannish. Anyway.
She doesn't say Amy Adams. She's a very attractive lady.
Then why are you misgendering her?
Because I'm tired.
It's 2 o'clock.
I know. I didn't have any caffeine.
There's a fridge right out there. Anyway, back to Africa, where Lois meets Jimmy Olsen, and they go to the compound of some warlord, where she's going to interview him for reasons I don't think were ever given. Anyway, the warlord's henchmen accost Jimmy, while the warlord says that the United States can't be trusted. Then we find out why, because it turns out that Jimmy is a CIA agent who came with a chip that we don't know what it does. But then in the end,
A chip on his shoulder.
But then on the end,
So you know why Jimmy in the original movie we don't even find out it's Jimmy till the credits because that whole part gets cut out. So he just gets shot. You know why he gets shot like that?
No.
Because Zack Snyder hates Jimmy Olsen as a character.
Why?
He also hates Superman as a character.
Then why is he doing these movies?
That's a question for DC.
Anyway, eventually, in the end, the henchmen of the compound, some of them turn on the others and just start killing everybody. While the warlord has Lois hostage until Superman shows up, saves her, and then flies her away. And then is that where we cut to? That's where we go to one of the hearings where the lady's crying about how Superman came and killed everybody. And the senator starts rabble-rousing about saying, Superman's not answering to anybody. Gotta clamp him down a bit.
How?
It's a fair question. Nobody has an answer to.
Why do you ask questions to which you don't know the answer to?
And then we go to Bruce's Batman beating up the human trafficker, where he finds out that he's looking for white Portuguese. And then he brands the criminal.
Aren't all Portuguese white?
Maybe.
It's European.
And then we go back. We finally meet Lex Luthor, who looks like kind of a shitheel.
His whole character's just bad.
Yeah. Hopefully now that he's bald, he'll better up. But he takes the senator into basically his private office, I guess, where he says that he's got something that can weaken Kryptonians, and he knows where a much larger source is.
He needs an import visa.
Yeah, but it's not in the country. The senator's like, well, why do you need that? And I'm like, I need it as a deterrent. Yeah, deterrent or silver bullet.
I don't know why he needs that.
Yeah, I mean,
it's radioactive, but I think it's not uranium. He could probably easily get it.
I assume if it's an unrecognized metal, there might be problems. It's like when you go to customs.
Customs has specific things they're not allowed to do. And if it's not one of those specific things, then you're going through.
Maybe
it might need a commercial invoice, but
maybe it's a country we don't import from.
Then you take it to a country you do import from and import from there.
Well, he's much too lazy.
I just rather talk to Congress and bribe them.
Yeah. Then he gets vaguely threatening with the senator, but she kind of brushes it off and leaves, saying, I know exactly what you're up to. Kind of, sort of.
Yeah, doesn't she also want to keep Superman under the heel? How would you do it without kryptonite?
Laws. The laws of man.
But why would he follow the laws of man? He already doesn't.
But we'll
make laws against him, but he's already not following them.
But then Lex...
But the new laws.
When Lex is shut down, he talks to the other guy and says, I want Zod's body and the ship. And the guy's like, you got it. What are you doing? Oh, that's right. He slowly, creepily feeds him a cherry Jolly Rancher.
Yeah, just like I don't know what's up with this congressman. Why he has all the power in this relationship.
Yeah.
But he just lets him be fed, creepily.
It's like, you know what happens to you now, Lex? Taxes. Taxes and audits, as far as your eyes can see.
And no, you don't get to the ship. And just lets him, just unwraps him and just pushes it. If you don't understand why Jacob's like, what are you doing? Because I was putting my finger close to his mouth. Trying to remind him of that creepy scene.
Yeah. And then Bruce finds out that he needs to sneak in.
I thought you were talking about a different Wayne. I thought you were talking about Thomas.
I was.
We got to see the origins of Batman. Yeah. Did you like this origin story better?
I mean, I don't even think they were an alley. This just happened in the middle of the street.
Yeah.
Gotham's a hard town.
It is. It's a shit town for shit people.
Basically, though.
Go to Metropolis. It's literally right next door.
Yeah, there's some sort of weird Great Gatsby thing going on.
There's, of course, I can't remember what it's called between New Egg and the City. The Black Zone.
Yeah, I don't remember either. But
it's a good book. Read it.
But yeah, no,
I've read it 2 or 3 times.
The people in shining Metropolis can just stand on top of their skyscrapers and just watch as Gotham slowly falls to hell, apparently. I mean, yeah, they're close enough that when the bat signal turns on, they see
Crime wave in Gotham. Breaking news.
But yeah, I mean, they're close enough to Gotham that when the bat signal turns on, they see it in Metropolis.
Is he coming over here? No, he only comes to Gotham. Huh. And, okay, so I know a lot of people complain about this. I thought Gotham City was Chicago. I thought it too, but originally, I think they did move Gotham later, but originally Gotham and Metropolis were right next to each other. Don't know why it's a good idea or how, but actually I do know why, but I don't know because metaphorically, Metropolis is New York by day and Gotham is New York by night. They're supposed to be the same city, just the different versions of them. And that's why I think they were originally put together. But then Chicago just became a shithole, and it still is. And so they made Gotham Chicago. Any Chicagoans out there, if you disagree with me, well, you are definitely wrong. The People's Republic of Illinois.
Anyway.
I'm sorry. Am I getting...
I don't know why you're attacking Chicago out of nowhere.
Because it's trash town. Full of trash people. And that's why if you have to work in Chicago, what you do is you live in Indiana. Boom, just blew your mind right there. Or if you don't want to live in Indiana. I mean, I can not understand it, but I can sympathize, but then you can live in Wisconsin instead. I mean, the good thing about them is they do have a lot of cheese. And I like cheese. Do you like cheese?
Cheese is okay.
No, it's not okay. Cheese is great. Like Tony the Tiger said.
They're great?
Yeah. And that there is referring to cheese.
It's understood.
It's understood. Want a breadstick?
Nah.
There's no dipping sauce.
Anyway, while Bruce is at the party, he meets Diana Prince, an antiquities dealer, and he also is trying to pilfer LexCorp's files, which he does successfully, only for Diana to steal his...
File stealer.
Yeah, his bat file stealer.
This is not Adam West. It's my bat file stealer.
Hold on to that thought for the end of the show.
Why?
You'll see.
What? Are we having a special segment?
No, we're not having a special... Speaking of special segments, though, Ben Affleck relationship status update. I regret to inform you that Christian fell down on the job here. They're divorced.
But think about the kids, Jacob.
I could care less.
You could?
I could. It hasn't happened yet. But I could.
But you do care.
Just a little bit. And then for our other special segment, Uma Thurman's still alive.
Oh.
And she's doing poses on the Floridian beaches.
You mean the trash beaches?
They're only trash when they're not covered in jellyfish. Jellyfish make everything better. I don't know. What do you think? 46.
I've never really been doing with her.
And not doing anything for you?
No. It's weird because she's Scandinavian.
Hmm.
No, but you've been down to Mexico, right?
No.
What?
Never been to Mexico.
Have you ever been to any country other than America?
No.
You're a trash person.
I can live with that.
You need to go to other places to broaden your horizons and your understanding of the world. In Mexico, the beaches, the water, so clear. Once you walk into it, you can see the bottom. You can see the bottom of the beach all the way out to where it's like up to my shoulders. You can still see it all the way to the bottom, clear. As opposed to all of America's beaches where it looks like it is just this ugly green color of just nastiness. You know why? It's because we're polluting the earth. Mother Gaia does not take kindly to that.
But
I'm now a Wiccan.
are beaches filled with jellyfish?
What is your obsession with jellyfish?
Everybody loves jellyfish.
I don't think that's true.
No, I like jellyfish.
Are they tasty? What's going on?
I wouldn't suggest eating them, no.
Why not?
I guess you could maybe eat the bell.
You can cook up the stinger?
No, those stingers fire automatically.
So you can't cook it up?
You can't even touch it.
Well, with prongs.
I imagine, I guess, with prongs, but it wouldn't be
So you
safe.
put it in a skillet. Cook it up.
I don't know if that destroys I don't forget the technical term, but the stingers. Because the stingers, it's not a conscious control. If they sense something approaching, they fire.
They're saying you should eat it raw.
You're not obsessed with jellyfish?
Insofar as the ones that are immortal, that's kind of cool.
The irukandji jellyfish, really, really tiny, could kill you.
Why would I care about that?
Because you can smuggle them out, just a little container of ocean water. Take it through customs, and then dump it into somebody's swimming pool and kill them.
I don't think you could live in somebody's swimming pool. Does it need salt water?
But again, that doesn't matter with their stingers.
But if they're dead, their stingers still work?
Mm-hmm. It's an automatic firing mechanism.
That's why I'm not going to have a pool. Because you're going to try to assassinate.
Has that been an episode of CSI?
We found a small jellyfish?
Anyway, nobody's stealing my murder idea.
I like the one with the,
The icicles?
Yes. There's a giant hole in him. In a puddle of water.
Stab someone with a candy cane, then wash it off and look it away.
I don't know, that's gross. That's how you get AIDS.
Well, don't murder somebody with AIDS! You have to cleanse the filth another way.
The Secret World's being rebooted, Jacob.
It is.
Secret World is not about AIDS.
It is about filth and right about matter.
And that filth, of course, is black.
I don't know what you're doing anymore, but you should probably stop it. This movie premiered in Mexico first.
Well, of course you did. They're taking all of our jobs. Didn't you listen to our president? He's gonna bring them back though with the wall, because then they can't get our goods anymore because there's a physical barrier, right?
Anyway,
They can't get the film anymore. The film can't escape our country to the south of the border.
while Bruce is decrypting the data,
He has to get it back from Diana.
Yeah,
She
first.
does. They flirt,
Yeah.
which is good. That means maybe we're finally gonna get Wonder Woman and Batman finally together. Finally.
We were kind of close in the
Animated universe, yes.
Yeah.
But in the comics,
He-
Wonder Woman tends to lean more towards Superman generally. Which sucks.
Because I assume her super strength will just wreck Batman in the sack.
So she's the aggressor?
Probably.
It's hot.
Maybe not. Probably not for Batman. I don't think Batman likes any loss of control. Extending to the bedroom, probably.
Well, of course he'd find her weakness, which would be tying her up. Actually, I don't remember. Is that still her weakness? It used to be if you bound her, she lost all of her strength. Which made her early comics very weirdly BDSM-y.
Modern age Wonder Woman has no specifically called out weakness.
That's neat.
Well, if her bracelets are lost or broken, she goes into an uncontrollable rage. I think that might be the only thing that's still around.
It's not really a weakness.
That's not. She has no weakness.
Wonder Woman. Batman would find a weakness.
Apparently in the post-52 reboot, Batman speculated that she has no real weaknesses, aside from her relationship with Superman.
Which is stupid.
And apparently there was one case shown in the New 52 where Batman keeps a set of suitcases containing means of dealing with the superhero if they ever go rogue. Superman's had a kryptonite, Green Lantern's had a Sinestro core ring, but then it's stated that Wonder Woman's suitcase is empty. He hasn't figured it out.
You'll find it out. I believe in Batman. I believe in the Batman that believes in you.
Anyway, that aside.
No. No.
There's a door right there. If you don't like it, you can leave.
Ironic. So, I don't know if this is just me. Probably it is. Because I'm weird. Every time I hear ironic, either ironic pops into my head or the Alanis Morissette song from the 90s pops into my head. Isn't it ironic? Don't you think? It's like rain. That pops into my head.
Whenever I hear
like I'm in Lilith Fair.
Whenever I hear irony, I go to the Futurama episode where Bender has the running commentary.
That is irony. You're talking about the opera episode?
Yeah.
Love that episode.
That's how ironic. That's not irony. It's coincidental. I forget what he says. The use of words other than the original intention, something like that.
It depends because it's dramatic and situational. I think dramatic irony is when the audience knows something but the character doesn't, and situational is here.
The use of words expressing something other than their literal intention.
Play it for everybody. Put it right to the microphone.
I hate this thing.
I hate you too, but
the use of words expressing something other than their literal intention. Now that is irony.
There you go, everybody. From Futurama. And that's what's going to get our video hit.
Yep. I don't know why you had me do that.
Well, for you too. They're going to be all like, oh, now Fox can commercial. I don't care. I only posted things to YouTube because like that. I saw that was an option. Anyway. Because, Jacob, I want us to have a more lively thing here. We bring something up. Actually. Do you remember that Alanis Morissette song?
Nope. Anyway, while he's doing whatever it is that he's doing, while the data is being decrypted, Bruce has a horrifying dream.
Here. Don't you think? It's like rain. By the way, everything in that song is not ironic. Everything that is all incorrect. And just for fully closing all the ironic stuff.
Ironic.
Darth Sidious.
All right.
Ironic.
All right. Anyway, during the dream, Batman is
during the second level. There's dream levels, Jacob.
The surface level. Or would it be the bottom?
It's not. It's the second level.
The second level of the dream. Batman's fighting in a post-apocalyptic future against.
And that goes on. That's a long scene.
Yeah,
it's like 20 minutes.
Yeah,
because we watched the uncut version.
Yeah, for Superman's fascist soldiers. He's set up in an ambush.
But his symbol means hope. That's a
hope. It's a symbol means hope for him.
No, it just makes me so angry that trailer. armpit, that's nest. That's not where it means where I come from. What does it mean for you? Where you come from? It means hope. No, it doesn't. That is your fucking coat of arms.
See, being the last survivor of your planet means
you can bullshit.
You can tell people whatever the hell you want.
Until Brainiac shows up. Hello, Kal-El.
He's been telling you what? No.
That is now. But anyway, no. He's like, no. This is family's coat of arms, basically.
Crest. Family crest.
Who would have guessed family crest? I suddenly spied, tattooed on her thigh, and son of a gun, it's just like a one on me. Tell me. You remember that song?
I do remember that song.
Weird Al, he's classic.
Anyway, the post-apocalyptic future ends with Batman about to be
he gets punched through the chest to death.
Yep.
Superman just takes his hand, puts it on his chest, and then shoves it through.
And then Bruce wakes up, turns to the side,
Flash,
where there's a giant whirling vortex with a dude sticking out of it.
It's the Flash.
With dire portents of the future.
Because it's the Flash.
Telling him...
He cosmic treadmilled.
Cosmic treadmill. I wish I had a cosmic treadmill.
It makes you go insane.
So?
If you're not naturally have Speed Force powers.
But does it give me sweet abs?
No, that's not what that does. Makes you go back in time.
But you have to run on it. So you get some sweet abs as a byproduct.
Can you run on the cosmic treadmill?
I don't have a cosmic treadmill to find out.
You think you can run on a normal treadmill?
Yeah.
I think you're too unhealthy to.
Really?
Yeah.
You're gonna throw those stones?
Dude, I walk 5 miles every day.
I don't know what you think I do all day.
Stand around, talking shit.
I basically run to try and keep people from fighting.
Why?
Because the people who are fighting are my coworkers.
Are they your coworkers still? I mean, what are you in the grand hierarchy now? In the Turian hierarchy, how high are you becoming emperor?
I'm 3 from being Primarch of my company.
But seriously,
I'm equal with 2 other techs.
First among equals?
No. Because I'm the last one to get promoted to that level.
Forever? There's no one else who will ever been promoted to that level?
Nope, no one else. They met their quota. Anyway.
Sorry. We've become Family Guy with references to show. Isn't that sad? Except for there's less I wouldn't say less atheism. Less
smug atheism.
Soapboxing. Because that's all Family Guy is now, just straight up soapboxing.
Anyway, the Flash.
We get it, Seth MacFarlane. You think you're smart.
Anyway, the Flash warns Bruce, saying they've got to keep Lois Lane.
So what is with that power armor? Is that what it needs to be on the treadmill? What's with that? That's new. That's not in the comics.
You can run as fast as possible. Does it really matter what you wear?
Yes.
I mean, can armor legitimately weigh down the Flash?
Yes.
You just saying that, or do you actually know?
Well, think about if he's going super fast. Wouldn't armor actually just rip off of him?
Depends on how tough you anchor it. It's nailed to his flesh.
Oh, so it's become a carapace. It's the Blue Beetle Flash.
It'd be horrifying.
Actually, Carrie did think that was the Blue Beetle. I was like, no, he was red. That's the Flash, dude. Like, well, it looked blue in the theater. It's like, no, dude. How's that? Yeah, the portal is in his blue, but not him.
Anyway, he says, you gotta keep Lois safe.
Lois is the key. You were always right about him. Always wrong.
And that he needs to find the others. And then Bruce wakes up again and finds out that,
And then he goes to his desk, takes his top out, and spins it. And never stops spinning.
Well, no, we cut to black.
Yes.
But that's when...
But other Christopher Nolan works aside.
But that's when Bruce finds out that LexCorp has been looking into metahumans. And they found...
That is a very poor recreation of Wonder Woman's.
Yes, it is. But he finds out that they've found 4 of them. We've got Wonder Woman, Cyborg, Flash. I don't remember the 4th. Aquaman.
Aqualung?
Aqualung, yeah.
I don't know any words except park bench.
Anyway, that's when Bruce tells Alfred, I'm going to go steal the kryptonite so one day I can kill Superman. And then we go to a congressional hearing, again, about what to do.
I don't think we talked about the congressional hearing. Like, she went to Lex's house and said, yeah, I'm not giving you that.
Yeah.
And she said, you can piss in a jar and call it Grandma's peach tea, but your won't full fly over me.
Yeah.
And I was like, why would a fly be able to read that? Unless it is the fly. Is it Jeff Goldblum?
It's Jeff Goldblum.
Help me! Help me!
But throughout the film, Lex has been there's been this guy who's a former Wayne employee who lost his legs to a girder, and at first he's graffitiing.
You're the boss.
He graffitis.
Is it that guy?
I think so.
That's what I thought.
He graffitis Superman's statue, gets tossed in lockup.
He writes false god.
Yeah.
And that's... Metropolis does not have a good view on tagging.
They've got a harsh view on crime. It's one strike.
That's why they're better than Gotham, apparently. Gotham, there's like... put him in Ark.
Does he look crazy? What? I guess Arkham. Does he look crazy? No, he just kind of looks like a thug. Blackgate. Does he look crazy? He's in this cryogenic suit. Arkham. What about her? She's wearing a cat outfit. Blackgate.
She's also been in Arkham.
She has. I don't know why.
This guy calls himself the Penguin, has a monocle. Blackgate.
I take that monocle.
It's mine now. I'm a penguin. What?
There's this plant person, Arkham. But if she asks for plants, give them to her because they're good for her therapy. What?
It's okay. We'll flood her cell with red light like Superman. What? I don't understand the logic.
I've got this guy obsessed with Alice in Wonderland. Arkham.
Yeah, this guy, he kills people and cuts himself. Sounds like Blackgate, but also sounds like we need more people in Arkham.
But Arkham's got a quota. They've got a good lobby. Who's lobbying for?
Who's lobbying? That sounds vaguely off-putting. I don't think this should be allowed.
Arkham.
But Arkham.
There's that one I think it might be. I don't remember which one. I think it might be Arkham: Hell on Earth, where it's a guy, a career criminal who got caught in Gotham, decides to plead insanity.
Oh, are you talking about Great White?
Yeah, and it's the judge says, "Really? All right," and then the guy turns to his lawyer. His lawyer's like, "I'm so sorry." It's like, "What are you talking about? I'm just gonna go to an institution. I'll be out in like a month." And they take him to Arkham. That might be my favorite part of that one.
Mistakes were made.
Yes. Did he really not know? How is Arkham not always in the news from just the breakouts?
Yeah, that one time a Joker broke out because someone else was breaking it. He's like, hey, might as well.
Yeah. With no planning.
Lexi.
I think in Young Justice, didn't the Riddler somehow escape?
Riddler was in Blackgate.
Yeah. Didn't he?
Which was it's like a city from Attack on Titan.
Yeah.
It was like the walls are huge.
Yeah, I think the Riddler, during the breakout of the Ice Villains, the Riddler somehow managed to escape and nobody could quite figure it out.
What I felt sad was, like, in Young Justice, the Riddler was, like, picked on by everyone. Like, he was a nerd in high school. He was like, shut up, Nigma!
Did they ever find out what happened to Riddler?
I don't know.
Didn't you watch the entirety of that show?
Yeah, it's been a minute. Because between season 1 and 2, there's a giant skip. Like, a 5-year skip between season 1. And you're just like, what would happen? Like, I literally saw the first episode of season 2 and I was like, Did I not see it in season 1? What just happened? I know in the Arkham and the new Arkham animated movie, like he figures out how to get all the bombs out of the whole Suicide Squad.
That sounds like a problem.
Well, Amanda Waller just had to put him on the Suicide Squad, which that was a stupid idea because the Riddler written well is ridiculously smart and actually capable.
What is that?
You are under arrest,
Is that him again?
The Senate will decide your fate. I am the Senate. Not yet. It's treason.
I have no idea where that came from.
It was on the list. Palpatine stuff.
So, what are we doing? What are we looking
We're
for?
talking about Batman v Superman.
Yeah, but you went off a Riddler tangent.
We went off on a different tangent. Then I wound up at Riddler.
Ugh.
Anyway, there's the congressional hearing where they managed to convince. Well, Superman shows up to defend himself. Wow. The lady from the beginning of the movie who said it, Superman came and killed all her family finally gets an attack of conscience when she sees that some dudes are about to fuck her up. All of a sudden, now that her life is in danger, what she did seems wrong.
Yep. Well, that's what happens when people are morally bankrupt. That's what happens when you take God out of the school.
You're referencing a conversation we didn't have on air. But Senator Finch realizes things a little bit too late because the wheelchair Lex gifted to angry ex.
But wait, I brought up that point with the cup because she sits down, starts talking, and then sees the jar of what is ostensibly piss.
Yeah.
Turns it around and says Grandma's peach tea. Somehow Lex got that there.
Yeah! Where's her security?
It's like the wheelchair thing could possibly do because I doubt they would, like X-ray his wheelchair.
Yeah, I'm gonna need you to get up off that chair, buddy, while I examine it.
Like, and then to find the bomb, I assume it's because of how it's built. It's probably engineered in, so that they'd actually have to X-ray it. But that jar of piss, how did he get that onto the dais?
Yeah.
That's the more important one.
Yeah. But the bomb goes off. A bunch of people die. And once again.
Except for Superman.
Yeah. Then he's blamed for it.
Yeah, because he's omnipotent, Jacob. Why didn't he stop the bomb?
Yeah, until eventually later they go, yeah, no, that was a wheelchair. But did Superman help with the bomb? And you just want to go, why? Why would he do that? He was there to clear his name.
No, he was there to kill Congress. President Superman now.
He didn't even kill Congress. He killed the
whole Capitol building blew up.
Was it because you can see it's centered in the wing where the hearing is.
Yeah, but that's like the explosion looked like it was. It took out a single portion of the Capitol building.
Would the entirety of Congress be there? I mean, this was just a congressional hearing by a committee. It's like 5 people.
I don't know. Maybe other people were there in their offices.
I mean, yeah, there might have been other people, but I don't think it would have gotten all of Congress.
Enough to pass through the legislation to make Superman president for life. That's how that works, right?
I believe so.
Supreme Court rules are constitutional. Activist judges, Jacob. This is a problem.
Anyway, this is
we have had the Marbury versus Madison talk on this. Yeah, we have.
We did it last week because you couldn't remember which judge it was. You wanted to say John Jay, and I'm pretty sure that's 1,000% wrong.
It was John Marshall, wasn't it?
Yep.
A lot of Johns in the Supreme Court. I don't like it. I find that
unrepresentative.
Yeah. What about Tom, Dix, and Harry's?
Yeah. Where are they?
Where are they?
Get your act together.
Get your act together, Supreme Court. I mean, there's a Ruth.
There's a Sonia. Sonia.
Like the Mortal Kombat character.
How does that make sense? Is that what the founders would have wanted? No. They wouldn't want it.
So are you saying if the founders were here today, would they be playing Mortal Kombat? That's what I am saying.
I'm not saying it. I'm stating it with factual accuracy.
That was almost a direct quote from the Supreme Court hearing where they were talking about restricting video game access for minors from emulating games in California. Like, because that's one of the ones I remember hearing, and I remember I remember it great because it was Scalia. Scalia said, "Is this really what the founders would want with the freedom of speech in the press?" And then I think it was Roberts, Chief Justice Roberts is Chief Justice, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think it was him. And goes, I think what Justice Scalia is asking is if James Madison were here today, would he be playing violent video games?
My favorite Supreme Court statement is, and how do you know a hardware problem? I can't explain it, but I know it when I see it. It just gives you the image of these old, decrepit men just examining pornography. It's like, yep, this is hard. Oh, yeah.
Supreme Court cases, man.
Anyway, this is the last straw for Batman. We get to see...
But not for Superman.
It's not for Superman. Superman's still ambivalent. Maybe the people will accept me. But Batman steals the kryptonite. Then we get to see an extended sequence of him busting his abs.
We forgot to mention the fact when he tried to get the kryptonite originally, and Superman popped his tire.
Yep.
And said, "Get the GTFO.
You like that beacon one more time, I'll kill you.
I'll murder you, man. But you don't kill people. Didn't you see what it is, Zod? I'll do worse. I'll break your back."
Referencing other things that we've talked about off air.
Well, that's yeah. Skipping around a bit, when they actually are fighting each other, there's a point where Superman grabs Batman up by his back. I was like, "Oh, is he going to do it? Is he going to break Batman's back?" Because anytime Batman's picked up like that, that's always what I hope to happen. Because Batman is trash.
Anyway.
Everyone knows the best Batman is Terry McGinnis.
You cloned me. No, I didn't. I don't know what you're talking about. Amanda Waller, we totally made you a clone of him.
It's not. It wasn't actually a clone, though.
Half. We made you his child.
Yeah, we made you his child. You didn't inherit his brains because you're stupid, Terry. But you inherited his stubbornness. Is that a good thing, Amanda?
Your mom must be some sort of moron to counteract Bruce Wayne's genius, but what can you do?
Complain about it.
Yeah. It's like, does that mean I have to isolate myself from everybody? Absolutely not. That's a stupid idea. You go marry that chick.
You have babies and then train them to be Batman. Batman must live. There must be a dynasty of Batman.
Yeah, a Batman dynasty. There must always be a Batman. Why?
Because he's the only one keeping the superheroes in line.
Basically, like what?
Basically,
so did you guys just give up on your jobs? So I'm gonna farm this job out to Batman.
Well, but she basically explains like, oh shit,
the world needs a Batman.
Well, she Argus basically got closed down.
Cadmus,
both.
I believe it was Cadmus in the cartoon.
But no, it was Argus. It was Project Cadmus run by Argus. Yeah. But that all got shut down by the government. So, but she also realized that Batman was basically keeping the other superheroes in line.
It's because Argus went amazingly rogue with Project Cadmus.
Well, yeah. Like, they held the question, man. Tell us what you know. The plastic tips at the end of shoelaces are called aglets. Their true purpose is sinister.
I think one of the military men involved with Project Cadmus turned himself into a monster.
He did.
And rampaged in the middle of the street.
Who's the real monster, General?
Because it's like people with powers, and those are all just shitheads with tech. It's like, nobody here has powers but you, bro.
Yeah.
Didn't they also launch a nuke?
They might have, but to be fair, the Justice League also had a fucking space laser. That's what really made them get a lot of funding, when they found out the Justice League had a laser cannon in the sky.
They were willing to use it. Anyway, Batman v Superman.
It exists.
It does exist. It exists. We're talking about it. Talking about it existing. But while Batman is doing his Rocky training montage, Lex is absconding into the Kryptonian ship.
To make a baby.
Where we find out the ship has literally no security. It asks, do you want to be in charge? And he says yes. And then he's in charge.
Well, he had to get Zod's, hand.
He stole his fingerprints, and that's it. But it still recognized him as not being Zod. Because when he dumps Zod into the birthing chamber, he goes, yeah, this is General Zod.
General Zod?
General Zod! General Zod.
Well, that Brainiac's maybe it was all plan of Brainiac.
It's a long-spanning plan. So I make
To
this
get
guy...
to get. I'll get. If I do that, this will happen. And then Darkseid will find out about this place. And Darkseid will take Earth, and when they're all really weak, I'll steal all of their information. Maybe that's how he's going to drain Apocalypse. Can you see it?
A little.
Do you see? Do you witness? Witness me. You seen that movie?
Witness me?
No. Oh, Mad Max Fury Road.
Yeah, we saw it together.
Did we?
Not in theaters, but I think it was one of the movies where we watched every big movie of 2 years ago.
We did, yeah. That was like 7 movies. I fell asleep during Fast 6.
Yep.
It was boring. Or I could have been really tired.
I think you're really tired. Anyway, Alex is accessing the database of 100,000 worlds, while he's also kidnapping Martha Kent.
Martha! Say Martha!
Was that Superman or
Say Martha!
or an elderly Frankenstein's monster?
Aren't they the same?
No.
Frankenstein, Superman, same DC character.
So, Superman confronts Lex, who calls him by pushing Lois off a building. It's much cheaper to kidnap somebody and try to kill them to call collect.
Call 1-800-CALLATT. It's free for you and cheap for them.
The data rates to call Superman when he's hanging out next to the sun, horrendous. Just cheaper to push him off a building. Save your data.
Hope he didn't catch Lois. Why was he like in the bathroom at the time?
What if he's doing literally anything else?
You just read a newspaper, taking a crap, and Lex like, huh, she died. Oops.
Now what?
Calls on the phone. Hey, Superman. Lois is dead. What?
Where were you? Can't talk, Lex. On the toilet. Oh.
Stock prices are going way up. You think we're in a bubble, Lex?
I'm going to need you to slow it down. I invest in your company. I expect a return.
I like that movie better.
Superman is a hated enemy of Lex Luthor. Clark Kent sits on the board.
Why does a journalist have on the board of Lex?
For exclusives! He has a controlling share. How much does the Daily Planet pay?
I have other jobs.
Other sources of income.
I'm good friends with Bruce Wayne. Oh, that explains it.
Every once in a while, Superman just goes off into the asteroid belt, steals an asteroid,
Full of beautiful iron.
and then he smelts it down and he sells the bullion.
I have two ships full of iron. How much are you gonna give me?
Yeah.
It's good iron too. It's meteorite iron. What? I need 2 shipfuls of that. Don't ask questions.
Do you want the iron or not? Yes? Then shut up.
Why do you ask questions to which you already know the answer?
Anyway,
It's stuck in my head now.
I can tell. Luthor tells Superman, I'm gonna need you to kill Batman. Or Batman needs to kill you.
I'm gonna need you to kill Batman.
It's simple. You kill the Batman. Superman says, yeah.
When I say a magic trick, Superman, what? I can make this pencil disappear. What?
Oh, no, you broke it.
Damn it.
You force it through the table. That might be better.
So apparently he's strong enough to smack Superman's head onto a table.
Superman wasn't expecting it. He was surprised. He really wanted to see the magic trick.
What is this? Bam! Ow!
That doesn't hurt me at all. What was the trick? Watch me disappear. Anyway, Superman says, yeah, whatever you say, crazy person. And then he goes down to Lois and says, I'm going to try and get Batman on my side. Because this shit be cray.
Then he goes to Batman, and then Batman's all like, I'm gonna kill you.
Batman, not in the mood for friendly conversations.
Because reasons.
And yeah, while this is happening, Lex, of course, as I said, dumped Zod's body into the...
The Council of Krypton deemed this illegal, what's up with them? Well, they're gone. So their laws need not apply.
So, and then he bleeds a little bit on Zod. And I want you to fuse this DNA.
Why?
I don't know why.
You should have used a goat.
Yeah. Fuse Kryptonian DNA with himself and become Kryptonian. I don't even know, man.
Connor can. Yeah, somehow that makes Doomsday, and except for that's not how Doomsday is created, and that's not what happens in the comics when you fuse human and Kryptonian DNA. You get Connor Kent or Jonathan, Superman's son, but using science, you get Connor Kent, Superboy.
I mean, Doomsday was a super weapon.
Doomsday was a lot of horrible. Like every time you kill him, he comes back and can't be killed that way.
I mean, yeah, that's what they made.
So they just started throwing him into space to get him off the planet.
Yeah, was he made by a Kryptonian scientist? I forget who made him.
I can't remember.
But he was made as a weapon, an unkillable weapon. And then eventually somebody realized, wait a minute, this idea was stupid. Send him away.
Because every time, because I think a couple times he's come back to the planet, they just straight up just threw him back. Like Superman just threw him back into space. It's like, all right,
yeah,
no, that's not our problem anymore.
They just send him away. One day there's going to be an alien
They
invasion.
just put him in the Phantom Zone.
One day there's going to be an alien invasion.
Is he immune to the Phantom Zone?
Might be. Like I said, one day there's going to be an alien invasion, and people are going to go, why are you attacking us? Like, you attacked us first.
Yeah.
This giant monster came and we traced his trajectory to here. Why? Why'd you do this? He killed everyone.
One of the last of our species. Well, then, under there actually is like some sort of a UN acted for
Alien refugees.
Yes. Not for like extraterrestrial alien refugees, but refugees from our planet. We call aliens. Can't remember what it's called. Anyway, so continue.
So, like I said, Batman's not interested in talking. What follows is a fight scene where
It's contrived.
they kick the shit out of each other. Until the very end. Batman's got his foot on Superman's throat, about to spear him to death, and Superman says, Martha. And Bruce freaks out.
Why'd you say that name?
And eventually we learn Lois has some latent Kryptonian DNA because her ear's fantastic.
Of course she has some Kryptonian DNA inside her.
But Lois reveals...
There was that bathtub scene where they just ruined all of their bathroom.
Yeah.
They did not clean that up. There's going to be mold in there.
Lois reveals that Martha is Superman's mom's name. And then Batman looks down and says, we're not so different after all.
Our moms and Safer must be best friends.
Basically. Then they go off to... Bruce goes off to save Martha. While Superman goes, you know what? That ship's about to explode. I should probably go check that out.
I should go see what's up with that. What's up with that? What's up with that?
Anyway, so what follows is again more Batman fight scenes as he brutalizes a warehouse full of crooks.
Yeah, but they're bad guys, so they deserved it.
Yes. And then Bruce confronts Lex and goes, what the fuck, man? What's going on here? And then the Doomsday wakes up.
And he's like, I made a Doomsday weapon.
Almost kills Lex instantly.
Yeah. I'm your papa.
And then Superman fights. And then the fight really starts.
And the fight ends. Wonder Woman shows up, and and Superman and Batman both go, what?
I think... Is that how she shows up in or was that how Hot Girl shows up? I can't remember.
What?
Because I think aren't those lines stolen from the first episode of Justice League on animated series? Because I think it's about Hot Girl or Wonder Woman. He says, "Is she with you?" I thought she was with you.
That's Hot Girl.
Yeah. I was like, I'm pretty sure I've heard those lines before.
I'll rewatch it. I'll tell everybody. For purely scientific reasons.
Anyway, the massive fight scene happens. And then they figure out that it's...
Lois goes to get the spear. And then when stuff happens, and she sees that rocks are going to crumble on top of her, what she decides is to dive into the water where the rocks are going to be crumbling on top of her. Because how could this possibly go wrong? Stupid Lois. She killed Superman, Jake.
Yep.
The Superman takes that spear, shoves right into Apocalypse, the Doomsday.
He kills a planet with it.
Yeah.
It's a little known fact. The planet Apocalypse is
Really weak.
really weak to kryptonite. A spear tip will just cause it to explode.
Like the planet, not unlike the planet Kryptonite. The planet Kryptonite. The planet Krypton.
Planet Krypton? The only reason New
It's
Genesis...
gonna destroy Krypton.
The only reason New Genesis hasn't done that is because they're too good of a sport. They play by rules, and Apocalypse doesn't.
But not Planet Krypton. If you wonder why I'm calling it Krypton, Marlon Brando constantly throughout the whole Superman series, when he's Jor-El, always refers to Krypton as Krypton. I don't know how he read Krypton and got Krypton out of it. Did they replace the O with an I in his script? What's going on there?
Anyway, as he was saying, of course,
Krypton.
Superman is killed.
And then we have a giant funeral procession.
They arrest the fuck out of Luthor.
We find out that Martha went Amish.
Yep.
Because they bury him with
There's a giant memorial for Superman. Clark was declared dead in the battle.
Yep.
And then we find out that Superman was going to propose to Lois. And then Batman says that he's going to make a team of metahumans to fight.
We're going to make a league that stands for something. Stands for justice.
We're going to avenge Superman's
No.
So we're going to be Avengers. Shut your mouth. We're going to be a league. Like you just said we were going to... No.
We're going to avenge his death. What? Yeah, we're going to be a team of Avengers. No, stop. Just like Avengers when they're like, we're forming this so we can be a league for justice. Nope, absolutely not.
Yeah, because that's right, because the Avengers are not really avenging anything. But here they have something to avenge. Anyway, we also see Batman takes time out of his busy schedule to harass Luthor in jail.
He's going to brand him.
Luthor says that with Superman dead, we're vulnerable now.
He did say to Lex, scream like a piggy.
And that
Scream like a piggy.
the threats are real and that they're coming.
Because we did see, when he went to the Kryptonian ship, we did see Steppenwolf.
Yeah.
That did not look like Steppenwolf, but apparently that's Steppenwolf.
Lex says that...
it didn't look like Kilowog either. Or, no, Kilowog is...
That's
Green Lantern.
The drill sergeant for the Lanterns.
Yeah, I can't remember his adopted son's name. But it also doesn't look like a Granny Goodness either. So.
I know, yeah.
That'd be the most terrifying enemy to face is Granny Goodness.
Lex says that he knows about
He
her.
knows, I know, you know. What?
Then Batman punches the wall and leaves.
Batman style.
Yeah. And that's the movie.
Yeah.
Batman v Superman.
Yeah. So who won? Batman, because Superman's dead.
Yeah, that's what I would say.
So what are you going to rate this movie?
I'm going to rate it an 8 out of 10.
Really?
Yeah.
I liked it that much?
Yeah.
Even the Martha part?
Not the Martha part. Martha part drags it down.
It does. That was the weak... Like I said when we were watching this, I understand what they were going for. It just did not play out.
Yeah, I guess part of my score is contingent on how well they can build from here.
Well, you saw Suicide Squad.
I haven't.
Never mind. You have not seen Suicide Squad. I own it. You should watch it. But you pick next. So.
I do pick next.
So.
But I mean, most of this movie is just set up. So if they can follow through on that setup, I'll keep it an 8 out of 10. If they blow it,
all over someone's face.
I'll lower our faces, the audiences.
Yeah, that's true.
I'll lower it to probably 8 7.
Okay. I'll go with 8 because I liked it. It's still fun. It was we watched the Ultimate Cut, so it's longer, but it's still enjoyable. Mm-hmm. And I love Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman. There's no better choice.
Oh, yeah, I don't know. I can't think of anybody.
Do you think of any other former IDF Israeli woman to play?
I can't. Christopher Mole.
You mixed that up. You know that, right?
Yeah.
You were trying to go for a Martin Mole.
Martin Mole. Christopher Mole. They got married, of course.
Because you were thinking of Christopher Lloyd.
Yeah, they got married.
They got married?
Christopher took Martin Mole's last name.
So he's the woman.
Yeah.
The Vikings wouldn't approve.
They would not, but they're all dead.
Or are they?
Yes.
What about the undead?
I don't think they matter. They don't get to vote.
Oh, okay.
One life, one vote.
One life, one vote?
One life, one vote.
Sorry, vampires. Anyway, alright, so yeah, that's it for that. I'll lead us out.
No. My movie for next week.
No.
I figure we should finish up on live-action Batman movies. We're doing Adam West.
Oh, that's why you said stay tuned.
Yeah.
All right, we'll finish with Adam West. All right, so that's it for that. You can find us on Twitter at SaltyPlayPod. Find me on Twitter, Cole_Christmas. Find Jacob on Twitter, Brian_Amoeba. We also can be emailed at saltyplayground@gmail.com. And there's the Facebook, and you can find and rate us wherever you find this podcast. Thanks, and have a great day.
All right.